Hi guys, my name is Grace Coleman and I am a student teacher volunteer for Partners in Education, and today we're going to be learning all about phytoplankton. So when you hear the word plankton, you might be thinking of a familiar cartoon character that owns the chum bucket. And although plankton is everyone's favorite villain, we're actually learning about a different kind of plankton today. The plankton we are learning about today are kind of like plants that live in bodies of water. So let's break down the word phytoplankton. So plankton just means wander or drift. So since phytoplankton are so small, they aren't the best swimmers. So they have to rely on the currents and winds within bodies of water to move them around. Furthermore, the prefix phyto just means plants, which makes these guys different from our cartoon friend that we were talking about earlier. So after breaking down the word, we can understand that phytoplankton are microscopic and very similar to plants, and they rely on the currents and winds within bodies of water to move them around. So you might be wondering, what do phytoplankton eat? Do they eat chum like our cartoon friend? Well, phytoplankton don't have mouths for eating other organisms. Like plants, phytoplankton rely on the sunlight to get food. Phytoplankton have a special green chemical in them called chlorophyll, which allows them to take in sunlight and convert it into food through a process called photosynthesis. Because of this, phytoplankton like to hang out at the top of the water where they can take in as much sunlight as they can get. Speaking of which, I'm getting kind of hungry. Good thing I've got my chlorophyll that I can put on to help me soak up some of this sunlight. Oh, and I almost forgot. I'll need my shades for this. So phytoplankton are very small and usually can only be seen under a microscope, although there are a few kinds that we can see with the naked eye. Phytoplankton oftentimes are so small that they're made up of one singular cell. That's really small, right? But despite being so small, these guys still like to compete against one another. For example, sometimes when nutrients start to become scarce, these tiny organisms can group together in a small cluster using a sticky mucous membrane, creating a colony. These colonies have an advantage over other phytoplankton since the sticky mucous membrane can store nutrients. One type of phytoplankton that can group into these colonies are called volvox. Some other types of phytoplankton include algae, which is that green scum that you probably have seen floating around in ponds and lakes. Another type is diatoms. They generate about 20 to 50% of the oxygen produced on the planet each year. Thank you guys, and I hope you enjoyed learning about phytoplankton today.
This video was written and produced by a PI volunteer. The PI program is a collaboration between Minnesota Sea Grant, the Great Lakes Aquarium, and the University of Minnesota Duluth Environmental Education Program. PI provides volunteer opportunities for college students and other interested individuals to teach lessons related to the Great Lakes to grade school-aged learners. For more information on volunteer opportunities or to schedule a PI lesson presentation, please email pi.gla@gmail.com. Thank you for watching this video and for your interest in PI.